I'm Sora Luxon, and this is the Tarot card Judgment. This is a really important card in the Hermetic traditions, and that is where my background is from. So I'm just going to give a quick little overview of that before I start the card as it would be presented in a reading. So within the Hermetic traditions, as we look to this card, the card of Judgment, because in high Hermetic magic training, we choose and meditate on a tarot card for its insights and lessons every single day. So the Enochian, Hermetic, alchemical, magical practitioner is going to automatically relate this card to the Kabbalic tree of life, where the sacred skill of recognizing both mercy and judgment is gone into powerfully and in great depth. And so the elemental path-working ancient wisdom of becoming depolarized to not pass judgment, being depolarized allows you to be centered and grounded, right? These are the initiate teachings. Accepting of things as they are. Judge not lest ye be judged. Of understanding how and when to interpret judgment and mercy and how to take the right next action to best serve and fulfill us and therefore also everyone around us. This pertains directly to an individual's ability to then manifest well or get power, get energy working well inside of their magical workings. Because it's in being grateful for those characters, powers, and things we do have, which then builds and reinforces our abilities. Don't be focused on what you don't have. Stop making those judgments. Focus rather on what you do have already, and you can then change other things. Not in reaction, not reactionary, but in being proactive and in being unreactionary or not reactionary. Do we find the secret teachings of judgment at their most empowered? Take a deep breath, take a moment, let the light in, expand, and take charge. So there is shown here that interpretation, that story, the initiated ancient wisdom, and explanation of judgment and how we can begin to approach it. There are other symbols hinted at here as well as you move forward in your own occultic practices. But mostly, take control of it, right? Take control of judgment and apply its influence to your magical skills. We recognize in this the great spirit, barely veiled to even the common audience here, of fire. And you can see that in this very aggressive red coloring against a passive blue, gray, green background. Like all the trumps, this isn't a human influence or coherent. It doesn't have an influence to our direct environment necessarily, but instead the movement and impact of a supernal force is being shown. So these are forces that are going to influence the human and influence the environment itself. The fleshly urges fade and rise from the waters of humility. All arrogance has been washed away here in that sea. What is being called forward by this judge, by the judge, must respond. And in responding, cast off the lower planes and may transcend. So now that the hermetic, the important kind of more hermetic meaning is out of the way, as a tarot card being read for a querent, whether it's you or another, judgment shows us a clarion call. See that trumpet and how it's blaring, right? This is the call being given and the individual taking heed of it, being awakened. So called forward even that they're going to hear this call from beyond the grave, from within the symbol of the coffin, and still awaken to it. They're going to rise to it, respond to it. It's a huge golden trumpet giving this call to true purpose. It could be calling you to your true purpose, and it can't be ignored. If there is any objection or rationalizing of why something shouldn't be or isn't or can't, this card is revealing that those are just excuses. Don't pay them any attention. You are empowered. This is the motivation card. Your abilities are being tested here, so rise to meet the challenge. Heed the call. Sometimes this is called the put up or shut up card. Something from within is demanding that you present this purpose or message or course of action that you're feeling this very real internal sense of, that you come and present it forward to the world. There is some transformation, some change that has already happened. And now it's being acknowledged, it's being accepted. Contemplation is done. The change, the evolution has already occurred. And now the metamorphosis, being complete, is ready to step out and move forward. Take that next step along that path. Good or wise judgment is being related here. Someone is seeing very clearly, making the right decisions, or the best decision has been made. Clarity, bigger perspective, shaking off the confusion, resurrecting to the bright light of day. All of that is portrayed here. This is a positive card. Success is being pointed to. Success is definitely being suggested. So go for it. You're going to succeed. Stand up for what you believe in. So if you pull judgment in your reading, first off, of course, acknowledge that you have good judgment if you haven't yet. On whatever it is. Your judgment is good and sound, so be okay with that. You are being advised to do whatever it is. More than suggested, you're being called on to do this thing or take this action or share this communication or take this step or begin this project. This is a calling. This is the ultimate calling card. You are being called on to do something here, and you should, because you're right about it. Trust your instincts, trust your heart. That gut feeling that you're having, you are correct. What your heart is telling you is correct. So move on it. It's workable. Do it. More than that, announce it. Speak out. No more excuses. You aren't asleep now. You don't have that excuse anymore. You're awake. And there's some important belief you have here that you need to act on. So speak the heck up. Blow that horn, right? Blow your own horn. Reversed. If you pull judgment reversed within a reading, reversed is an admonition of bad judgment. It's showing poor decision making, a lack of clarity on how to move forward, resisting something or someone, a stubborn refusal perhaps to change or evolve, over critiquing or being overly harsh, whether it's someone towards you or you towards another. You could be feeling very uneasy, a very real sense of deep unease, feeling numb or dead within. People may be setting themselves against you or your will or an important truth. Or you yourself could be avoiding a necessary path or a truth. You have bad judgment right now. You aren't seeing clearly. No one knows everything. It happens. So try not to judge others or yourself. Start there. Reflect privately. Don't be loud in public, because now isn't a good time to make that decision or to present a decision publicly. So don't toot your own horn right now. Step back. Be quieter than you usually would, maybe. Something else is going to happen here, and you don't know what that is yet. So reflect internally, not publicly. Avoid any big external decision making or commentary for the time being. Until next time.